Hello and welcome to Phoenix Protocol. I am Jane Galluzzi, your Master Installation Specialist. Let's all go ahead and authenticate using the codename for our Universal Operating System, God, the codename for our planetary location, Mother Earth, and your unique operating system, codename You. So let me do my authentication. Hey everybody, this is Jane Galluzzi, pinging to God on Mother Earth, and we are getting into Phoenix Protocol. Today we're going to talk about why do you call out to the Universal Operating System? God. Well, we all know about authentication, triangulation, but let's talk a little bit more about how this system operates and why it is necessary to continually check in with the system and the planetary body that you're on, the planetary station, and then triangulate with yourself. Well, we're talking about processing power here. We're talking about a system that is managing energy and delineating it to its users in a prioritized fashion. It is also dealing with upgrading the system constantly. New versions of you are always happening, right? Unless you're exactly how you were when you were 5 years old, I highly doubt it. So there is a new version of you, whether you want to admit it or not. And when you authenticate, you get hooked up to the most updated version of all coding in the Universal Operating System, pinged to planetary station Mother Earth in tandem with you as an individual unique operating system. So you need to do that triangulation to make sure that you are having the most up-to-date versions of everything and you're not having compatibility issues and you aren't being inundated with inefficient coding that is literally latching on to your older versions because it's not compatible with a lot of the newer upgraded versions. And it's looking for people who have not synced, who have not authenticated, who have not validated in a long time. And even if you have been authenticating, you could also just have one of these outdated versions hop into your system because it's desperately seeking a power source and hoping that you might not notice. And I talk a lot about the different versions of outdated code. And one of them that's pretty hard to spot, but you're going to be fine and you're going to get it 100%, is the confusion delusion. And the example I like to give is you are out there utilizing your energy allocation efficiently and you are acting out your purpose and your destiny through your gifts and talents. So the example I give is I'm a writer, and so I'm writing something, and say I'm writing a scene for a movie, and the confusion delusion, outdated version, inefficient code monster comes in and starts saying, "Oh, I'm not a writer. Why am I doing this? What am I thinking right now? This is a total waste of my time. I'm not a writer." So I'm literally writing right now, being a writer, and confusion delusion is starting to tell me, "Oh, I'm not a writer. What am I doing?" It's confusing me. So I lower my energy allocation use at that time, right? Confusion delusion, outdated, scrambled, inefficient code has latched on and is siphoning my energy. It's not a big deal. It's just there and it's derailing me, and it just needs to be pinged back to the universal operating system, codename God, so that it can be rebooted and reinstalled with the up-to-date coding. It's not up to me to judge whether or not this inefficient code has a purpose or not, if it's good or bad. That's up to the universal operating system to decide. And that's why I ping it back there so that it can basically be validated, authenticated, upgraded, new code, whatever it needs. I don't need to figure that out. That's not my job. My job is literally my purpose in that moment is to be a writer. And the fact that confusion, delusion, inefficient code, version far, far long ago has an incompatibility issue with me is not my issue. I just need to notice it and send it back. Easy. So easy. Okay? And if you have not validated or authenticated, triangulated, you pretty much are open to old versions of inefficient code, and it's time to upgrade you and get efficient and have the most up-to-date versions of everything so that you start to notice incompatibility faster and you can send and reboot the inefficient code, because right now we are seriously plagued with inefficient coding and it's creating a backlog of lag time, and it's creating a big disparity. We need to close the gap here by everybody triangulating and authenticating, because we are only as strong as our weakest link. We do love one another, and there's no need for this anymore. There's no need. It's time to triangulate, get the most up-to-date versions of everything. And what's going to happen is, yes, we're all triangulating, we're all catching up to this information. That's why my work is coming out right now. That's why Phoenix Protocol is here, because it's time. And we're all updating, getting the most up-to-date versions of all coding in the universal operating system, codename God. Okay, so you use the code name to literally get your code, the most up-to-date code, the most up-to-date versions. And once you do that, then you start to notice what is incompatible way quicker, way faster. If you haven't said the word God, which is the code name for this universe and is literally printed on the United States dollar saying, "In God we trust," the United States dollar is comfortable using the word God. Why are you not comfortable with it? You better get comfortable. You need the most up-to-date version of your unique operating system, and you need the most up-to-date version of the operating system that we are all in, the universe, God. And you need to ping the planetary station that you're on, Mother Earth, because there are different conditions here than if you ping, I don't know, a different planet with a different atmosphere, with different conditions. Okay? So that is why you triangulate in that way. Planetary station, Mother Earth. There are physical conditions here. That is why codename Mother Earth represents the physical body. There are physical conditions here that your coding needs to take into account, right? There are certain survival situations here that are different than on any other ship or planetary body. So that is why you have a location ping. That is why they say mind, body, and soul. That is coding. Your mind is you, unique operating system, your name. That in and of itself is unique with its own coding situation. That is how crazy complex all of this is, but we're keeping it very simple. So you, with your name, that is your unique operating system. You do have your own code for that. Then in tandem, it has a location ping. That is the body. So planetary station Mother Earth, that is a code name for this planetary station. Then you have a third ping to triangulate, and that is within the operating system, the overarching operating system, codename God. So you need to get all of those coding languages. The one that is for this physical planetary station Mother Earth, the one that is for you, your unique operating system, and the one that is for the universal operating system that we are in, God. That is why you triangulate like that. And now let's talk a little bit more. The way that this is designed with time in place is actually to reduce certain issues with capacity and processing, right? So you can actually never, ever, ever ping more times than the system can process. And that is by design, right? We need sleep. So are you pinging 24/7 in your sleep? No. Even if you are awake, are you mentally thinking, God, Mother Earth, Jane, God, Mother Earth, Jane, God, Mother Earth, Jane, God, Mother Earth, Jane? No. What? And if I was doing that, I mean, what? I'm not living my purpose and destiny. It's not my purpose and destiny to constantly be upgrading these codes. It's just when I notice something inefficient or I haven't updated recently, so I don't have the most efficient coding, which is basically the same problem. I either notice something inefficient, meaning I don't have the most up-to-date and I notice an incompatibility issue, or someone next to me needs to upgrade. But luckily, mentally, I can actually make kind of a ping of a location near me that needs to be upgraded. But unfortunately, if that individual operating system wants the best upgrade, they are going to eventually need to ping themselves. I cannot force other people into pinging their triangulation to get their unique individualized operating system upgrade because I do not have access to that upgrade. Okay. Plenty people are praying and doing all this basically triangulation for people around them. And unfortunately, they do not have access to that unique individual operating systems custom code. And that is by design. So unfortunately, I can pray for you as much as I want, and I can really do a lot for you depending on how close you are to my vicinity. Because at the end of the day, I'm an efficient energy user. I'm upgraded. I'm living my destiny and purpose every day. So people around me are going to get residual benefits from that. Okay? Because that's who I am, and I'm going to share. And also because my system's running so effectively, it just creates a beautiful web around me. But I will absolutely never, ever, no matter how much I pray for you, be able to access your unique operating system because it is inherently by design that I cannot access that upgrade because it is only allowed for you by a security feature of called in many places they call it know thyself. Know thyself, knowing yourself, only you being able to know you is a security feature that allows only you to access your unique operating system. I can never access it. This is why you have to do your own triangulation. It's time. If the dollar bill can say the word God, you can say it. You're fine. That is the code name for this operating system, and you need to ping to that to get the universal operating system's most up-to-date code. Then you ping to Mother Earth to get the code for this physical area, physical area, and then you ping to your unique operating system to get your upgrade. You can never ever ping more than the system has a capacity for, and that's inherently by design because of the invention of time. And so when you ping, you will be prioritized because it is assuming that you need attention in the system. And attention is our greatest asset, by the way, because if you don't have any attention, then you're not going to be able to notice inefficient coding. You're not going to be able to live your purpose and destiny. So if something is taking your attention, and it is a drainer, that is a very good time to ping, triangulate, okay? So call to God. These are a few reasons why. And don't forget to ping your location, Mother Earth, and your unique operating system name so that you can get all of the mind, body, and soul upgrades that you need. And then you can be compatible with the most efficient operating systems in the world, in the universe. That is the goal here. And you can start to just notice these incompatible, inefficient codes. And just we can all upgrade so that we can have more efficiency, more energy, and we can literally step into a renaissance here. Thank you for being here for Phoenix Protocol. I'm very proud of you. So happy you're here. Love you very much. And yeah, I will talk to you later.